So when I was a child, I was really quite angry all the time. I'd get really angry at the slightest little thing. And when I was very young, I know my mum said I went into a sweet shop and I couldn't have something. I got really angry. I picked up some Smarties because they came in little bags then, like little tubes, and I chucked them all over the floor because I was really angry. And the first day of primary school, I went into school and I just remember picking up the whole box of Lego and just throwing it on the floor because I didn't want to be there and I was just really angry. When I was about 8 years old, I started going to Boys Brigade. A lady called Mrs. Robinson came to our school. I'm still friends with on Facebook, and she came to our school and she told us about this Boys Brigade. And what we'd done, we used to go on camps together, went to the Isle of Wight, different camps, and we used to play drums, and we could play bugle. We used to play games in the church hall, bulldog, and all sorts of things. So it was a Christian organisation, so they did teach us about God on the Sunday and the Friday nights as well. And then so I had some involvement in the church in my young years. When I was about younger as well, I always wanted to be a mechanic, and that was my aim in life, to work on cars, motorbikes, anything like that. And what I used to do is I used to get push bikes from my dad, who worked for the council. So when he went to paint a house, if there was anything in the shed, he was allowed to bring them home. So what I would do is I'd get these bikes, I'd put bits on them, put bigger wheels on them, smaller wheels on them. If you put a bigger wheel on the front, you could do a wheelie much better, and all these kind of things that I'd do to these bikes. Occasionally I'd get really angry with it, if something wasn't going right, and I'd smash it up. And I'd rather smash it up than it go right at that stage. But my mum used to say to me, "You'll never be a mechanic because of your anger." And it kind of one of those things that it was like there all the time, my anger would stop me from doing things. But I did become a mechanic, even though I did throw spanners across the room and the workshop, and I did throw hammers around, and I had a little red Chevette once that it wouldn't go very well, and I kicked the wing, and forever and a day while we had that car, it had a dent in it. But when I got to about 16, I left this organised Boys Brigade, and I went to go and live with a girl who at 16, she was 16 as well. So we left home and lived with her through a set of circumstances that happened. And anyway, I used to get into the nightclub scene, and I was still dealing with anger issues and getting cross at various things. I go to nightclubs and I drink different drinks. Now if I drank brandy, I'd be Mr. Happy. If I drank Guinness, I'd be Mr. Angry, so I'd lose my temper, and so I'd get really cross. So this went on for some time, and then one night I came out of a nightclub and I went home to bed. I woke up and I wanted to go to church. For some random reason, I really just wanted to go to church. So that day I went to church, and that week there were some people there, and they were there for a whole week, and they were doing interviews, they were playing music, they were doing various things through that week. At the end of that week, I decided that I wanted to become a Christian. So I became a Christian and gave my life to Jesus. Shortly after that, I suddenly realised I still had some anger issues where I would get really cross, and I realised that I just needed some help. So I prayed about this issue, and over the period of time, anger has got a lot less. Sometimes you lose your temper, you're driving a car, someone drives in front of you and you get cross, and you might go and start shouting at people, but it's not like it used to be. Because one instance when I was living with this girl was the fact we were nearly splitting up, and at the time, and I had a knife and I used to keep it under my bed. And one night, because I lived in a bed set, she had a friend over which I didn't get on with, and I thought, well, if they start anything in the night, trouble and that, I've got my knife, I'm gonna use it. And so that night I didn't hear a thing. I slept right through, and when I woke up, they'd actually gone. So I believe that God was there with that, so I didn't have to use the knife. I didn't do anything stupid with the knife, and my anger wasn't used, because I know that I would have got angry and used the knife and done some damage to someone. So I know that God actually helped me to do that. And so that's the story of my life, really, and what's happened with me, how God has changed me over the years.